Hi. How are you all doing today? I hope you all are doing well. I want you all to be patient with me as we prepare for our special guest. We're trying to go ahead and get her situated to come on in. So, as I or we all are waiting, I'm just going to do a couple little things first. I'm putting this particular link out for her. Um, Hold on just a second. All right. But happy Sunday to you all. I'm just so happy to be here. It is a beautiful day. After going through some serious storms earlier this week, the latter part of the week has been wonderful. The beginning of last week, it was a lot. And so I know it moved from the west to the east. So hopefully it wasn't too bad on the East Coast. However, it probably was some serious storms that did arise. And I'm also hoping that we don't really have to deal with that too much. But we are in that season, especially with us in the South, having to deal with tornadic weathering and floods, even, a lot of rain and showers and things of that nature. So hopefully it'll ease up, but it's always great to be on this side. It'll be even greater when I'm on the other side. But hello, honey girl. Welcome. We do have a special guest coming in today, and I'm excited to present her. I'm not going to tell you who it is if you haven't already looked at the community tab announcement. But yeah, we do have someone coming in shortly. So we're trying to work out those little kinks right now. Let me see if there's anything else that I may be able to do to try and get her situated. But we'll go ahead and get started with that. So as you can see, I'm currently still carrying my wonderful plumeria satchel. I just got a lot of words in my head, especially thinking about the plumes collection that dropped. I'm still like really in awe of that. But however, I've been enjoying this little small carry, like just to pack my essentials with a couple of other things. I may just stuff in there like this plastic bag. I went to the nail store. I bought something. I said, well, let me not forget that I have it. So I just stuffed it in the bag. And I actually shockingly I kept my bag pretty organized. I started out doing that, and then after a while, I just got really lazy. And so now I am keeping everything organized. I can get to it easily. It closes very easy, opens up very easy. I love this little satchel. And it's not that small because, like I said, in comparison to maybe like the Bitsy, that is small. However, this one is for me and the way that I like to carry my bags. It's just the right size of really downsizing for me. Hey, Pursuit of Happiness, my Pursuit of Happiness. Happy that you are here today. Let me double check and see what we're doing here. I'm going to put this again in the chat. So hopefully we can get our special guest on. And if you don't know, it's Miss Ray L from Ray L's. I just always mess up everybody else's names. Ray L's Closet. All right, stay tuned. And we got her up, y'all. We got her up.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Let me do
Okay.
this. Okay, we're gonna make it like that.
I
All
got
right.
in. Yes.
Yes. So happy that you agreed to be the special guest for this Sunday's live. And as I stated, this is Miss Ray L. Between Ray L and I know you probably heard Rael as well as your name being
Yeah.
pronounced. But I
Yeah.
always try to make sure, and I guess because I'm trying to be intentional, I mess it up. But it's Ray L.
Correct. You're
Yes.
right. You got
All
it
right.
right.
How big or small is your closet? That's the first question I want to ask because this is Ray L from Ray L's Closet.
Yeah, so it's like narrow. it's like you can move through it, but it looks bigger than it actually is.
Okay,
On
okay.
camera, it looks a lot bigger. Like this is a whole room. It's not. It is a closet. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you
but it's
maneuver through it.
walking. Yeah,
Yeah, you move.
yeah,
You really. When I think about a closet, I guess for the most part, younger wise, when I was younger, it's just a standard. I never thought to really do different things with it. And so looking at your channel and a couple of other ladies who may showcase filming in their closets, it's like, oh, wow, you can do a lot of different things in your closet. And I like that
yeah.
part of you. I like that it's part of your name, part of your channel, and that's very unique. So I like it.
Exactly.
All
And
right.
it sold my house when I saw it. So
Okay.
I
Awesome.
never thought I would have a closet like this, to be honest.
Okay.
So, it was definitely an upgrade for me. So I'm super thankful.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So, congratulations on all of that. So, one of the first questions that I usually ask my guests is because hopefully our love, but what brings us together in this environment of just being on YouTube and so forth, social media, is our love for Dooney. So, do you recall your first Dooney and Bourke purchase?
I do. Actually, I didn't purchase it. It was a Christmas gift.
Okay.
So I don't have that very first bag. I wish I did because it was purple. It was one of the little multicolored satchels from
Oh
the
wow.
early 2000s. I was like 19 years old at the time, so I was absolutely thrilled with it because I used to look at it in like Macy's. And I remember that was like my dream bag. So when I got
Mhm.
that bag, that was it for me. And I felt like I had arrived. Like that was purse goals back then. And I wish I had it now. I sold it a couple of years ago
Mhm.
because I didn't even realize like those multicolored bags got like a film on them throughout the
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until Jackie from Jack's Bag Attack showed that you could actually clean off that film that
Mhm.
I was like, no, I'm devastated. I could have kept that bag and figured out how to clean it up and
Yeah.
reuse it again.
Yeah.
So that was my first. I don't know if anybody remembers those. They had them in like cream color, the purple, the
Mhm.
black color.
Mhm.
They might have had maybe one or two more colors, but those were like great bags back in the early 2000s.
Yes. Yes. Iconic pieces. I think Sus Wood also has one, and she showcased how you could take that off. And when
Yes,
she did that, it was just like it's a whole different beautiful bag now, like totally. So I think that was
right.
unique in doing that. And really you didn't come out at a loss. So yeah, hopefully you'll be able to recapture that later on because you
I
never
know.
know.
I look at them on eBay sometimes. I'm so tempted to get them. But yeah, I don't know if I could bring one back to life the way it was, like with the
Yeah.
vibrant colors. I
Hmm.
really wish Dooney would sort of like bring back that line of bags because I would definitely be first in line to purchase one of those bags again.
Yeah.
I
Just
love
updated
them.
version. Yeah,
Yeah,
updated
like just
version
an
of it.
updated. Like sort of
Yeah.
like how they're doing like the Art Deco. It reminds me of the 2000s again. So
Mhm.
when I saw that, I'm like, well, maybe they can bring back, those multicolors again because I
Yes.
love them so much. They're so
Yes.
cute. Yeah.
And as we in this world, we keep talking about the Dooney Bourke world, that as the consumers, we would like for them to bring back some of those iconic pieces, especially for their 50th next year. And they will sell out because we want them. So that's
Right,
what I'm
right.
hoping for, that they will bring those pieces back. But I think that would really be cool because I think
Oh, so would
at
be.
that time, I wasn't even looking at a Dooney and Bourke in those bags. I think I was where was I in life? I know I was broke.
I
um,
feel like we all were back then.
yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
yes. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. So what are you carrying now? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Dooney and Bourke, of course, but what is your bag of the day?
So usually I like to do my switching out on like a Saturday or a Sunday, but I haven't gotten to that point yet because the weather is just so lousy where I'm at,
Mm,
where it's just been raining off and on and just cold and windy. So
mhm.
I'm currently in everything's in my Les Pliage, my large tote. So
Uh-huh.
that's what it is today.
Okay.
But I did take a little small leather good with me
Oh,
today when I was out and about, because I just needed something really quick.
mhm.
So I love these large slim wristlets from Dooney. Like
Okay.
I need about 50 more of them. So
Okay.
that was also what I'm using too. I love to use this when I'm just, running some quick errands. This
Mm,
comes in handy for sure.
okay. I like
Yeah.
it as well. That's one particular bag that I don't have, or SLG I don't have in my collection, because I think with me having like the Carrington pouch, or let's see, some other type of pouch, I don't know. I just can't bring myself to purchasing those. I don't know. And it's good to be like that because that means that I at least have left some things in the store within Dooney and Bourke to have an option for like later on
Right,
without feeling that
exactly.
I have everything. So I like that part. I like that.
Exactly. Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. How did you start? What motivated you to start your YouTube channel?
I think there was like a few things. I love watching YouTube. I kind of got into watching other people, other YouTubers back, I want to say in like 2016,
Okay.
2017.
Mhm.
And I was always like tempted, like, hey, if they can do this, maybe I can too. And I just kept like pushing it off and pushing it off because I do work full time outside the house. And
Okay.
I was like, I kept looking into how to do this because I'm not that tech savvy. And I always figured to be a YouTuber, maybe you should know more about technology.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe I should just, stay in my lane. I don't know anything about this social media stuff really. I had pretty much stayed off social media for a very long time. Um, because I'm not one who can handle criticisms that well.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I will keep thinking and mulling it over as to why somebody said something negative. So that was another thing that kept me away. But then I finally decided like around like last year that, you know, maybe, it's now or never. I should just look into this further. So I started doing my research and figuring out on my phone how to do this. And
Mhm.
I didn't realize it was much easier than all those years that I put it off. I thought it was a lot more complicated than what it was. And I
Yeah.
kind of had an aha moment, like, why didn't I do this 5 years ago? What was so wrong with doing it then? But I think I'm at a point right now, where I have a little bit of time that I can, dedicate. I wish I could put out more videos, but since I work full time, I can't. One or two a week for me is actually a lot. So, but I'm happy to be here now, and
Yes.
purses were always a thing for me that I'd love to talk about. Um, I wish more people understood the love of purses that I have, and what I see in all these bags that I
Mhm.
get. So that's another reason I was watching a lot of luxury YouTubers within the last year or two before I started my channel. And I was, starting to make comments on their channels and joining lives. And I think that's what made me think like maybe this is what I can do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great motivation. I do agree with you. Probably around that time for me may have been like, I think 2000, and it seems to be like maybe 2010. I think that's when I started really putting the focus on watching YouTube videos. Because prior to, I thought that was something that was short lived. It was nothing that I needed
Right.
to become a part of. I had Facebook. That was enough for me. But to
Right.
start to look at videos, long form videos, and all of that, I said, well, let me start watching it. And actually, I was watching more hairstyle or hair videos because I was transitioning to doing my own hair. And I was like, I can't continue to pay people to do this. I ask them questions. They have schooled me. Let me go on YouTube and become a part of the YouTube university, as I always say it, where I learned a lot of different things to do for
Right.
myself.
Right.
And
You're always
so
learning.
yes. And so from there, it was just like what you said. I got to thinking, I think I could do this too, but I was very timid. I felt that there had to be some level of perfection for me to really just go and do this. And then of course, I love technology, but I was kind of, I don't want to say afraid, but I was kind of standoffish with actually let me figure this out because I had other things going on, working full time, trying to go through life. I don't feel like sitting here at the computer like I'm where I'm always at anyway, trying to figure this out. I thought too that it was very complicated.
Hmm.
But during the pandemic, for all of us, everything was at a standstill. So it's just like, what do I do? Do I go stir crazy or do I try to pick up something, a new hobby or do something different? And so I decided, well, I like looking at myself. So let me just record and put it out there. I wasn't intending on anybody catching on or anything. And then now we have this almost 4 years in. And it's just like I had no clue when I started. I thought that I was pretty boring. I might still be.
I feel the same way. I totally understand.
Yes.
Because I think I'm pretty boring too.
And so that's where it started. And I'm so excited to be a part of a community of people with like-mindedness for handbags. Because as I started to really dive into it before I even recorded and posted or did anything like that, I started to learn about this artistry. Like I love art in itself, but that encompasses so many different areas. And a lot of times when it comes to handbags, it's going to be like the higher end luxury bags that people focus on. But let's talk about the middle piece of it all, or even the lower end. Look at that. It's a lot going on when it comes to creativity and putting that on a canvas, such as creating a bag. It's a lot. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so I have dived into that for myself and to know that there are other people that get it too. That's good. I'm great. I don't feel alone anymore. So that's pretty awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
So
No,
continue
I'm
to be motivated.
yeah. So, I love bags, any type of bags. I mean, like I said, I thought I had arrived when I got my first Dooney. And then I got a couple of other Doonies. Generally, I would only get them when I had like a little bit of money saved or, mostly through gifting.
Mhm.
Everybody knew at that point that just get Rachel a purse and she will be through the roof. Like she'll be through the, moon, like absolutely overjoyed. So, and then I started doing Coach, like Dooney was my first, and then it went into Coach, and
Mhm.
then Michael Kors. So all these years, it's been slowly leading up to other things like the luxury handbags. So, which was a big step for me because I wasn't sure if I should even go into that because I was already happy with a Dooney and Bourke or a Coach
Mhm.
or even a Michael Kors. And, it's taken me a long time though.
Yeah, yeah. And to go at your own pace and not feel overwhelmed or breaking your pocketbook because of you trying to, build your collection. I think that's good. I I often go back in my mind and I think about moments where it wasn't Dooney and Burke in my head because it there was a period in time when it wasn't. And I contemplated about buying my first Louis Vuitton bag. I was in grad school. I wanted to reward myself. But every time I studied and looked at that bag, I can't tell you what it is, but I know it was a big sack. It was a large sack. Don't remember the name of it, but the price tag was just too big. I don't, and I still probably feel that way that's just too much for a bag for me to carry, and knowing that at times I could be kind of rough on a bag because I always say my bags always meet a brick wall somewhere. I don't know how, but it always meets a brick wall. But I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it, and I've looked at other brands, luxury brands, Gucci, Louis. What's another one that I have looked at? YSL and all of that. But I still haven't. I don't think I'm disciplined enough to purchase one of those bags. I just don't believe I am. And maybe the next season that I'll be going into in life, maybe I'll have a change of heart. But my heart is definitely into Dooney and Bourke, 1,000%. They don't have to
Yeah,
worry about it.
it's a good middle of the road. I know for me to get luxury bags, I'm really loving getting pre-loved. Although it takes a lot of research, when you are a little rough on the bag, it's already broken in. So I kind of like relax a little bit when it's already broken into. And that way, if it gets a scuff mark, well, it already
Mhm.
came with a little scuff mark. We're okay. Rather than like babying the bag, because I know what you mean. Like I want that bag to stay pristine when it's brand new. For some reason, I have that mindset,
Yeah.
but if it's pre-loved and I saw it already had a little scuff mark or a stain on it,
Hmm.
it relaxes me a little bit more to use it and enjoy it and love it. So
Yes.
that
Yes.
I think is always a great option. You just really have to do your research and know who
Hmm.
to buy from, so you can ensure that it's authentic for the money that you're paying because there's still a high price, even pre-loved. So
Yeah. Yeah. And
yeah.
I've gone on various sites to look at bags, but I think I still have the old school way of thinking. If I see a Louis Vuitton bag, a Neverfull is probably one that could definitely be on my list. One, I want something that I don't see everybody with. And around here, I may see a lot of ladies carry that bag. Then I have to educate myself as to what's real and what's fake because there's still plenty of fake bags that are circulating, especially within the Louis Vuitton collection. And so I don't want to be a part of that. I want a real bag. I don't
Right.
want to be duped into thinking that I have one if I do the secondhand. Now you do have sites where they authenticate the bags to ensure, but sometimes my mind says I don't even know if they're real. They're just trying to sell
Yeah.
the bag and get the money.
Yeah. So you have to be so careful. Yeah.
Yes, yes. What is your favorite site to explore for secondhand?
Well, Fashion File is definitely up there for
Okay.
me. Um, yeah, I think Fashion File is one of the better. I know a lot of people go through the Reel too. But I think Fashion File for me, especially with when you finally get that box, how well they package it up. I mean, it should feel like, like a present to yourself. And I really appreciate that they take that time to put the
Hmm.
package together because it's still a pretty pricey bag that you're unboxing.
Yeah.
Whereas when I went through the they just kind of like lumped my purse into a box. And
Hmm.
like it didn't seem as special, even though I was still thrilled, I didn't realize Fashion File does it so much better. So that is my go-to when I start my searches.
And I think I went on that site probably about 2 years ago because they have a lot of different bags, a lot of different brands on there. And I probably need to revisit them to see what's there and what catches my eye. But at this point, it has to catch my pocketbook before it catches my eye. And I've gone to a couple of boutiques here in where I'm located to explore to see what the secondhand market looks like. But I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what my price range is. It's just,
Yeah, Fashion
I
File makes it really easy to filter and break down exactly from like price point, condition, what type of bag you're looking for. And it makes it a lot easier to narrow it down. Because if you're not filtering it out on their website, oh, you could be there for hours
oh
all the
wow.
time because there's just so much to choose from. But I do like to also go to consignment stores. I'm fortunate enough that my area is pretty large and there are many consignment shops to go to, just for Dooney and Bourke, for Coach. And then if you want the higher end luxury bags like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, like I have a great consignment store literally right in my town.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and they have fabulous stuff and they're pretty trustworthy too because, I know they're verifying everything and, you know, they do their due diligence and I trust them a lot,
Okay.
that they're on the up and up. And they also
Yeah.
do online too. You can purchase through them online, which even though they're a small mom and pop shop, they will
Uh-huh.
ship it to you too.
That's nice. You rarely hear that part.
Yeah,
Okay. You gonna have to
yeah.
let us know that information because that'll be really good because I was
That's
gonna say
actually
chocolate.
where I got my Neverfull from, is
Okay.
through them. You know, when I saw that they had a few Neverfulls, and this was back last year when the Neverfull you couldn't even get from Louis
Yeah.
Vuitton for a
Yeah.
couple months. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when they were saying it wouldn't even be available. So
Mm-hmm.
I had a bit of FOMO and I jumped on it and I went to my local consignment because they had like 3 or 4 Neverfulls at that time in store, some with the
Mm.
pouches. And it was important to me to get that matching pouch. So
Yes.
I went in there one day and they had the Neverfull with the pouch, complete set. It was in the box. They had the original receipt from the first owner still in the box. So I got this. That's the way I knew it was authentic too. That
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
had that receipt, and I even after I purchased it, looked up that information, and it did come back to Louis Vuitton.
Wow.
So I'm so fortunate that I went there that day. You know, I
Yes.
wasn't sure if I was going to buy anything, but as soon as I saw that and I knew the Neverfull was unavailable for many months, I just jumped on it. And I'm like,
That,
it's now or never. I got a complete set. Like I bought it at the boutique for
uh-huh.
less. So why not? And the bag was in excellent condition.
Mm-hmm. I could tell you that just watching your video of your bag, I would have thought it would came straight from the store. So you did a great job in acquiring that. I know for
Yes.
me, when I and I'm thinking back in my mind, I lived in Tennessee for a number of years. And I think when I started, whatever sparked me, and it probably was while I was in grad school, I thought to myself, well, maybe I should go to some of these estate sales and see if they have some bags. And that was one of the things that I attempted to do. I failed at it. I would drive by and whatever they probably had outside, I said, no, they probably don't have a bag. Let me just keep it moving. Not thinking that if I had possibly gone in or on the property to really explore, they may have had that hidden somewhere else. It wasn't going to be in plain sight. But I thought that that's what I had to do to acquire some really good pre-loved bags. And I've seen
Yeah, consignment's a really good way to go.
my
It's
aunt is
unbelievable
very,
what people don't want.
it is. It really is.
Yeah.
And my aunt, she's very, very big on that. She works for the government, so she travels yearly. And wherever she is, she will find a consignment store or even a Goodwill, whatever it is, and she usually finds the best items. And so I was like, well, where we're from in Mississippi, we definitely have to go because I gotta leave. I want to find something different. I want to find something that everybody else does not have. And yeah, that's one of my goals. Hopefully this year to travel and hit up some of the different consignment stores in those particular areas to see the diversity of what they have. Because like you said, it's a shock of what people are actually putting up for sale or all of that good stuff. It is a
Yeah,
shock.
they just don't know what they have or what these bags are worth. So the more I get into bags and I know what they're worth and
Yeah.
I find them at like consignment or Goodwill, I make sure to just get them. Like, you know, I can't leave the store without getting these bags that are at such a great discount, you know, to show them on my channel. It's such a
Yeah.
thrill to find a bag for a couple of dollars that's an all leather bag that somebody didn't know was worth more. So to me, that's just exciting too. I'll acquire a bag however I can anymore. I just love bags so much.
Yes, and I wish I was at that point in life during my younger years because I would have a whole, I don't even want to think about what I could have had because I know I've come in contact with a lot of nice bags, but at that time I didn't know the value of them. And now I know, I'm like, goodness, but I'm going to do better now because I know better.
There you go. There you go. Yep. So
All right, what's your next favorite brand that you like to acquire or have in your collection? Because everybody just don't. Well, I mean, I don't have 100% Dooney and Bourke bags in my handbag collection, but it is definitely the majority. So, what's the second best brand for you that you like to shop and get some items from?
well, I always go towards Coach because, again, where I live at, I literally have a Coach outlet 10 minutes from my house. So I wish next they would put in a Dooney outlet, because that would
Woo,
be
what you
double
talking
trouble
about?
for me.
Yes.
Hey Dooney, please put an outlet, where I'm at. I will be there too on weekends. So yeah, coaches, because Coach has always been good to me too, throughout the years. That's and it's an affordable price point for right now still.
Yeah.
So I tend to always lean towards Coach bags too. And then I would say I'm really liking my Longchamp tote lately. I want to get maybe more Longchamp into my collection, because that's also an affordable price point, and it gives you that luxury feel too. And where the weather where I'm at is just awful. We're
Yeah.
coming out of winter into spring, but spring felt more like winter than the
Yeah.
actual winter.
Mhm.
So I don't want to be having my collection just be filled with these expensive luxury bags that I'm afraid to take out.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know somebody commented on one of my videos a long time ago, like, "Oh, don't be like that. Don't be afraid to take them out and get those watermarks on the bags." And and I was like, I just kind of ignored that comment, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's okay. Like, I don't want to be caught out in the storm, because I don't think they understand where I live at. It can downpour pretty quickly. And then
Yeah.
that bag, if I want to, sell it someday, it's going to be too damaged too. So
Mhm. Well,
that's
let me
why I
tell you
like
a
to be
crazy
careful.
story. Let me tell you a crazy story, and I think I've shared this some years ago on my channel. I was working at an acute hospital. Beautiful, beautiful day, sunshiny day. I took my Florentine runny backpack to work. I was excited. I had my backpack on. It was really just motivating. Everything was going well that day, and then all of a sudden there was a downpour. I mean,
Hmm.
downpour to the fact that you wouldn't even have thought the sun was shining that day. Same day, hours later, the parking lot was flooding. I didn't have an umbrella on me. Wasn't worried about myself not getting wet or getting wet. I was concerned about the bag. So I asked the receptionist to give me a garbage bag. I put that bag in there, and I was drenched in rain, but that bag did not have one drop of rain on it.
Right.
I was more concerned about that versus myself. I said, something is really going crazy up within me.
Exactly.
Put more
I'm the
focus on the
same way.
backpack.
I sometimes will tuck away, depending on what bag I'm taking out. I will tuck away like a little like grocery bag with me, just in
Uh-huh.
case for an emergency. I don't
Yes.
care about myself. I got to save that bag, because
Yes.
I can't live with this beautiful bag that I worked so hard to obtain, save my money for and whatnot. And now it's like ruined. Like that just
Mhm.
like I can't wrap my head around that. I
Yeah.
like to try to keep my bags as pristine as I can.
Yeah.
So I'm
Because
the same way.
yeah, I mean, because you are a collector, and when you purchase anything that you are collecting, if you're thinking about, and you may not even be thinking about resale value later on down the line, but that's what it's about when you are establishing a collection. When someone wants it, they want to make sure. Well, does it have a watermark? Depending on what it is, how big, how small, how many. Um, we don't think about that, but I do. I would love to pass this on to my nieces, whomever, or I may want to give someone a bag. I want it to feel as if it's still brand new, as you
Right.
described when you are getting a pre-love bag. You really want the name pre-love means that it was loved, taken well care of. We don't want somebody to say, "Yeah, I just pre-loved the bag, just slung it around everywhere, and just didn't care, didn't wipe it out or anything." And that's
Yeah.
that's often what I have seen on like Goodwill site. Um, when you're bidding for these bags. And I will always shout out Dee Dee Bean and Jack's Bag Attack, Jackie. When I tell you they get those bags and they bring them back to life, it says what does this as well. I'm like, wow, because when I see those bags looking just terrible on there, I can't bring myself to imagine what it could possibly look like. Um, I not to get it. And I think we're probably looking at the same bags at the same time. Next thing I know, they have it on their channel. And I'm like, I was looking at that bag. I know exactly where you got that bag from. But I didn't
Right.
see the revitalization of that bag. I just saw it at that moment. But it's disappointing when I see those bags look like that. And sometimes it is because I guess I imagine that if there's bad weather and something, traumatic may have happened in a person's life where things were damaged. Hey, Goodwill has it. They sell it as is. Hopefully someone else can bring it back to life. But it's been hard for me to even purchase those types of bags because there are some very nice rare bags, but they're so damaged. It's just like, I don't know if I can help you out. I'm not that person.
Yeah, I wish, well, someday I hope to, be more talented and learn more about restoration and restoring bags, because I am not that person right now. I
Hmm.
can, vacuum them out. I can, maybe give them a quick cleaning, but I can't bring them back to life the way Jackie does.
Mm.
She has like all these kits and, products that I do not own currently. So,
Mhm.
she could probably start her own business if she wanted to on restoring bags.
Yes. And Caleb Snell also has a really good
Caleb.
video, a couple of videos, but I specifically watched how when he goes and finds these vintage Dooney and Bourke bags. I'm like, gosh, they look brand new. Like nobody ever touched it. They never carried it. They just bought it and just looked at it. That's all that they did. So he gets them and cleans them up. And it's just like, I'm attempting that. I just did a video of trying to finally utilize this big four. And I didn't even realize that there is a shampoo for this. So they say that if it's really, really dirty, clean it with the big one and then use the big four. My bag wasn't that bad or dirty, so hopefully I'll edit and release that because I did do a decent job with my
There you
bag.
go.
But
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I could do that.
Yeah. See, me, I could probably buy all the products, spend all this money, and but then I would be afraid to be, applying the product to the bag, not knowing what the outcome will be. So that's my hesitation too, and why I only look for like very good or excellent condition bags, because
Hmm.
I would be too afraid. I don't even put like Apple Guard on my bags, that have the vachetta. Like people are like, just put Apple Guard on it. Me, I
Yeah,
would be too afraid that all of a sudden I would spray it and I would ruin it somehow because I didn't follow all the directions to a T.
exactly, exactly.
So I even hesitate with that, and it's
Hmm.
it's no big deal. I'll just carry my grocery bag with me and, check the weather every 5 minutes, rather
Okay.
than spray it and then know I ruined it.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah,
understand. I'm here with you on that. All right.
exactly.
What's your favorite small leather good? Is it the one you just showed, the Florentine? Or do you have
Yeah,
another one that's
I
your favorite
well,
carry?
if for Dooney, I love their leather, small wristlets. Um, because Dooney, they have that really good leather smell that us
Yeah.
bag people need to have. So this is one of my favorites, especially if I'm going to like a nicer event or something like that. I like to have one of these. Um, but recently I got this little thing from Goodwill. It has the
Okay.
cats on it, and it looks like my cat Lucky. I don't know if you could see the cats on it or not, but
Bring it over a little bit. Let's see it.
I
It's
I
pretty.
don't
Bring it
know.
back the other way. Yes. Oh, that is cute. I like that.
Yeah, so I got this for $5, and it's really spacious inside, and I love the soft cloth material. It almost looks like a Vera Bradley, but it's not. There is no tag in this whatsoever indicating, that it's a brand. I don't
Okay.
know. I almost feel like, did somebody make this for like a craft show and somebody bought it and then decided they didn't want it anymore and they sent it off to Goodwill? But lately, I've been carrying this the last 2 weeks, and it pretty much, because of the color on it and stuff, it goes with every bag that I've been using. So I'm really enjoying this little thing that I got for $5. I don't like to spend a lot of money on the small leather goods because
Okay.
I'm more into bags than an
Okay.
SLG, because I really think, even though, it could be made out of all leather, it's still expensive for how tiny it is just to carry my cards and cash and coins. I'd rather have a bag for $100 than spend that on a small leather good. So I really watch how much I spend on those too,
But
because
you
I don't
gotta
like to spend a
sale.
lot.
You gotta catch them on sale.
Yeah. So, and I did, um, for my one Dooney, I want to say I only spent like $50 instead, because these like are like almost $100 retail.
Hmm.
So for one, I did only spend 50, and that was, like that was good with me. Like I was fine with that, but
Hmm.
when they're like 100 or more, I hesitate to get any more. Although I do like them for running errands, I just really hesitate at the price points.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Um, Initially, I agree with you. My focus was on the handbags itself. I was not concerned about what I am putting my items into. But the lesson that I had to learn was carrying for me uh, my nylon large framed coin purse. Carrying that only for everything, using it for a catch-all, for my cash, my cards, heavy wear and tear. Now they don't have that anymore, and mine's is really just torn up. I wish that I had other options, more, at least five options to just kind of switch around and play with. But I don't want to be in that position again. I think I have gone overboard with my collection, but I'm satisfied with it because I can pick whatever I want for whatever bag I carry. But I do agree with you. There are people that don't focus really on those small leather goods because they're satisfied. If I got a couple, that's good. And
Yeah.
maybe,
I
like I
don't mind like with my Dooney having a Coach, small leather good or vice
Yeah,
versa,
yeah.
that because it's just gonna sit inside my bag. But
Mm,
however, when I do purchase a new purse, I have this thing where I must also buy a small leather good that matches, or it feels weird if I have to go a couple months without the matching small leather good. That's just like my control freak in me, is that I need that small leather good with the bag,
yeah,
to match in a way. But then I sort of don't care, but I don't know.
yeah,
I need it to match though when I first get the bag at least.
yeah. Well, I think because I've built my collection, those different hauls that I engaged in, like during the pandemic, I really stocked up, stockpiled everything. And so I think the SLGs came first before the bags. And so then I were able to match it up. And then if I have like a certain color, then I'll buy multiple color bags to, interchange with that. But I don't know. I don't know if it's a balance thing for me right now. I have shared within myself that I need to slow down with the SLGs, but I just bought another one not too long ago, so I don't know. But I like to have that option. I like to be diverse. And I have not, because majority of my bags are Dooney and Bourke. I don't mix and mingle with the other brands. I thought about it. I could do that with clothes, but I haven't done that with my bag. So this year is a year of me stepping out and trying different things that I normally would not do. And I'm
Yeah,
trying. I'm
there
trying.
you go. Yeah, because I've kind of been doing that the last few months. I was like, wow, everybody who's posting on Instagram what's in their bag and on YouTube, they're okay with mixing and matching.
Mhm.
Maybe I should too. So I've just actually recently, let my guard down a little bit, and I'm starting to move in that direction, and it's
Yeah.
working out just fine. But one thing I do want to mention for my small leather goods, like with the large slim wristlet, I like that it would hold my phone if
Okay. Yeah.
needed.
Yeah.
So since I don't always have pockets on me, I also look for a small leather good that could hold my iPhone.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that's always important. So, as long as it's at a good price and it holds the phone, for me, it's sold. I
Yeah.
love that about a small leather good.
Yeah. And to have a piece that is diverse in as far as what it can hold and how you can carry it, because I like the option of, depending on the person's size, my arms are too big, but You possibly wear it as a little shoulder bag. You can wear it as a wrist.
Yep.
You can wear it as a clutch. So I like the versatility of those particular bags, especially when you're making a quick run into the store. You might just be shopping that day. Hey, this is what I want to
Right. Right.
because I'm going to be getting a lot of bags carrying them. I don't want my bag to be too bad, my purse to be too
Exactly.
big. So I like those options. Really, really cool. So you all don't forget to drop your questions for Ray L in the chat, as well as like this video. This is a great conversation. I'm getting to know you a little bit better, but there's still more things I want to know.
Okay. Go right
Okay.
ahead.
All right. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I'll only mix match designers if the main designer I'm carrying does not have that specific accessory that I'm using, which I think I've seen in a few of the probably more than a few influencers or YouTubers. They do the same as well, because if you're wanting something to be your catch-all and that particular brand does not have that, hey, Dooney and Bourke, I could use that, or I could use a Coach bag, or I can go and find a dupe on Amazon, because I don't know what's going on there, but there are a lot of dupes that are coming out. I think that is similar to what Coach has released with their denim collection. And I'm just gathering this from just watching other YouTubers share that, hey, I found this on Amazon. So I like the fact that that is happening. Do you have anything in the denim collection?
I do not. I've been so tempted. I'm kind of glad right now that all the Coach denims that I did want or would want are sold out, and you're waiting, I guess, till July now till they restock them.
Oh, wow.
I like leather bags as opposed to denim. I
Okay.
don't know. I just, and when I purchase a bag, I want to make sure I'm going to reach for that bag all the time. So when I think about having a denim bag, I would think I would only be able to wear like a lot of like neutrals, like whites and whatnot, like
Mm,
black, like, and
yeah,
I don't want to
yeah,
be like limiting my wardrobe just because I bought this bag. So no,
yeah.
I don't have any denim. I haven't like gravitated towards it. I love watching everybody's unboxings of
Yes,
them.
yes.
I'm living vicariously through those unboxings. Like, hey, good that you got that, because,
Mhm.
it's working out for me in a sense, that I get to live vicariously without, spending on a bag that maybe in a year or two I might not even use anymore. And that's not what I want to be doing. I want to make sure
Yeah.
that I love the bag and I want to be motivated to use it rather than it just sitting on one of my shelves. So no, I don't. I don't know. I don't know if I will. Maybe I do like the Coach dark denim bag, the tabby bag, but
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the light denim bags. I just, I, yeah, I don't know. I just, I don't see the need for that.
I don't know, because I guess I associate the bag is basically what am I, how do I dress? Like even receiving this initially when I looked at this particular print, I said I didn't have a lot in here, and I was pointing and I'm referring to this bag. Initially I said I don't have a lot in my wardrobe, but what am I wearing today? I had this and forgot about it. I was like, oh, I could pair it with this. And I'm gonna showcase that because what I didn't think I had in my wardrobe to match, I do. It's like, oh, I forgot about this, or I forgot about that. But I do agree with you. I don't want to have something in my collection that I know I'm not going to reach for. Even when I
Exactly.
pulled it out of the box, I barely want to reach for it. I don't think I have too many of those. I probably had one or two bags, and I gifted them because I did not want to have them collecting dust. Let someone else enjoy that. But I don't know. I think if even if Dooney and Bourke released a denim collection, I would really take a long time to convince myself to buy something in that, because denim, I think you should have it wearing jeans. Maybe my thought
Yeah.
process would change, but that's just me. But like you, I do love watching everybody else because it's so much within the collection. I'm like, oh, I didn't know they had that in there. Oh, I never would have thought to pair that with that. So you learn a lot just viewing other people and seeing their perspective with their bag. So I think that's pretty cool.
Right,
We do
right.
have a question for you in the chat. What is the best buy you've found with a pre-loved bag?
Oh,
Now,
that's
is
a
it
good
the
question.
Neverfull?
That's a really
Because
good
what you shared with
question.
the Neverfull is really, really was a wonderful find.
It was to find a complete set like that with even the receipt included.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that that Neverfull is going to be hard to beat because it came with everything. The pouch, the bag, and then everything was in pretty good. It just had some watermarks on it, and a little wear on the corners that you could barely see. Like you really have to look up close to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
We'll say, what's your second best then?
my second, I would think, was my Gucci bag. I bought it from the Real Real, and it's quite a substantial bag, and I got that for just a few $100s.
Okay.
And it came within 2 days. I got it shipped within 2 days. It showed up on my doorstep. So to me, that was like time. I didn't have to worry about tracking a bag. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to say my Gucci Hobo, which was also from like the 2000s. It's considered
Yes.
vintage now. So I
Yes.
got like a vintage piece for under $1,000. It's
Mhm.
it's well worth it.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. 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 All right. Y'all continue to drop your questions. This is your opportunity. All right. What's another thing I would like to know? What's your cat's name?
Lucky. I actually have two cats, and I don't
Okay.
think some people knew that because I mentioned it on a live the one night. I forget whose live I was on, and they're like, "Wait, what? You have two cats?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have another cat who is not famous for being on social media." But yeah, Lucky is the one that I do put into my videos because
Uh-huh.
as soon as I don't know what it is, and I don't know about anybody else that owns cats if their cats do this, but as soon as I start talking to record a video,
Mhm.
she walks in and starts meowing like crazy. So I never intended for that to happen whatsoever.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I'm gonna have to edit this out because it's too much noise, and people might be annoyed by a cat meowing, making noises. But then I got to a point where she did it all the time that I was like, I'm not gonna keep editing this out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
cute in a way, and I figured some people would really like to see her, so I would kind of bring her in on my videos from time to time. But I do have a cat that stays primarily downstairs. She's older. She's afraid of coming up the steps.
Oh,
And so I have a downstairs cat and then the upstairs cat. So,
do they
you
ever
know,
cross paths and look at each other kind of crazy?
yeah, they don't get along. Some people are like, "What? Your cat doesn't get along with," and I'm like, "No, actually, Lucky, even though she's the younger cat, she doesn't get along with my other cat, whose name is Callie. The non-famous one is Callie. So they see each other like maybe twice a day for feedings, and that's it. Like otherwise, they don't bother. They don't like each other. They just look and they hiss and they walk away, and that's that. So
That's hilarious. You should do videos of them doing that.
I thought of that to do more YouTube shorts with them, but I can never, get them at the right time to,
Yeah.
capture them acting goofy. And usually it's like at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when they're doing
Yeah.
this kind of thing. So I can't capture it. I would like to do more because people like those videos too.
Yeah, do a hidden camera on them at that time, especially when they're trying to feed, they're approaching. I don't know. I've never done anything like this, but I've watched plenty of those videos. And just watching them with the hidden camera approach the bowl and seeing how they respond. But that's cute. They one is upstairs and one is downstairs.
Yeah, I have these two cats that, just they're constantly in my life day in and day out, and they're two very separate. Well, they're like there's a big age difference there,
Yeah.
so I think that's a part of it too. Like
Yes.
they don't understand where each one is coming from, and one was a rescue. Lucky was the rescue. I actually got her through a cat cafe that I
Okay.
adopted her from. So
Hmm.
she came from that life of being at a cat cafe, whereas the other one, I've had her since she was a newborn kitten. So
Okay.
she
Says I'm
always,
running the house.
yeah. So they're two from two different lives. So We're
Wow.
trying to make it work here.
Yes, yes, yes. I did have a question, but hey, we'll go to the chat. Do you have anything in your cart or on your wish list right now?
I do. I have a Louis Vuitton Speedy that's just kind of sitting that I'm pondering. Uh, that Speedy's been there for a while. It's through Fashion File.
Okay.
Um, my next thing would be I want one of those Dooney and Bourke. Is it a messenger tote?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
I know
They,
they're like those clear totes. You
uh-huh.
know, I had one from back in like I want to say like 2005, 2006. And
Okay.
I saw recently from is it Minnie's handbags? She had unboxed one of those totes, a lunch bag tote on her
Okay.
channel.
Okay.
And
Okay. The
she's the
medium
one that
coat.
yeah, she was
Okay.
yeah, they're medium size. And she was the one that made me realize that they were making them again. I didn't
Hmm.
know that they were making them again. So that was a few months ago. So that would be another thing that's in my cart right now that's
Oh
just sitting
yes.
there. I
Yes.
just, I take my time when I order stuff because I want to make sure it's the right time for me.
Okay. Okay. And that's understandable.
Hmm.
My question is, what's the worst purchase that you've made? You was really gung ho about it. You got it. It was like, this is horrible. This is not what I anticipated. Do you have any of those like that?
It was a Coach tote. Um, I was super thrilled getting it at the time. I actually went late at night. It was on a Black Friday sale. So this is quite a while, like few years back, and
Hmm.
I loved that tote. I had it for a few months in my rotation. And for Coach, I don't know what happened with those totes. It just fell apart on me at the handles.
Oh
And I
wow.
remember, and it was like not even a year old, and it was already falling apart. And I'm not that hard on my bags, so I don't know if it started at the seams of the where the glazing is of the handle. It just started to fall apart, like literally, just like you could just rip it apart. Like it
Oh
was
wow.
like a string that just started making it fall apart. So I think that was one of my regrets because I spent like $100 on it, and in less than a year, it was I couldn't even give it to somebody. I wouldn't want to. It would be like an
Yeah.
insult. So
Yeah.
I had to put it in the garbage, unfortunately.
Wow. Wow. And
Yeah.
to think of the fact that they don't have, I think I've heard other YouTubers and influencers say that they don't have a repair department for their bags. Is that true with
Oh,
Coach?
yeah, I honestly I don't ever see it advertised. They
Yeah.
probably don't.
Yeah. Huh, that's yeah, when you invest, I don't care if it's $5. You invest in something you want it to last for at least 5 years, I would say.
Yeah, this was
Depending on
under a
the
year for sure. Like, sure, I was taking it to work. It was on my day in, day out type of rotation. But I'd never seen anything like that where the glazing just fell apart on it and it just got worse and worse and worse. I'd
Mm.
never seen that before. And I do have it's the city tote. I do have one
Oh,
back that I recently acquired from a consignment shop, and hopefully that one holds up a little bit better. And
okay.
I only paid like $40 for it. I didn't pay 100 like they normally are or more. So I'm happy. If it starts falling apart, at least I only paid 40 this time instead of
Yeah,
$100.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What designer do you carry the most?
I've been rotating so much lately. Um, I would say most has my totes right now is like my Neverfull. And I really do enjoy my small the tote bag from Marc Jacobs. I
Okay.
would say I'm big into Marc Jacobs. I want to get more Marc Jacobs. So
Okay. Okay.
their quality is, really up there for the prices.
Hmm.
Um, so it feels like luxury without that really big luxury price tag. So it's a really good in between.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I
See,
think Marc Jacobs is underrated. It needs to be talked about more.
Oh,
I want to,
really?
yeah, I really, when I got my bag, I was really impressed by it. Like it made me feel really, really good wearing it. It's comfortable. It's got a plushy leather material, so I want to get more Marc Jacobs in my future.
Okay. I think for me, thinking about Marc Jacobs brand, I think it definitely has evolved over the last few years because I think, and there was a mad rush for people getting those that particular brand. I'll say probably in the late 2018-ish of years or year. And so I too thought I would acquire one, but I never have. Gone back to the store to look. So maybe, who knows? I might try. I don't know. I saw this Kurt Geiger bag that I am interested in, but we'll see. I like colors, and if you give me the colors, you got me. But
Yeah, saw some nice ones at the Nordstrom rack that isn't too far away from me either, and I go
mhm,
there from time to time. And I just haven't been able to commit with the Kurt Geigers because I'm like, if I get it, will I actually use it? And I like to use my bags. Even though they're fun, they got cool colors. He has these rhinestone crystal bags, like,
yeah,
but will I use it in my daily life or is it just going to sit there?
and I can tell you, mine pretty much has sat there. I think I've carried that bag 2 or 3 times, and I've had it now for probably almost 3 years. So maybe once a year. um,
Yeah.
but I love it. It's a beautiful orange color. Maybe I'll bring it back out. I don't know. I recently came across it when I was reorganizing my bags, and I said, "Wow!" But I did notice something, and even the fact that I have not carried it much, the chain strap on that bag is painted. It's painted a beautiful, not necessarily sky blue, or maybe probably a turquoise color, and it's peeling. I'm like, but I haven't carried this bag. It hasn't been getting worn out. So I started to see that, and I said, this is not worth me buying several more with this painted chain on it. So I'm definitely, if I do it, I can't. I don't think I'll be able to do that. We have to
Oh,
pick
that's
another
good to
color.
know. I didn't even think about that, but I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. Like, it does look like they heavily paint the chains. So that's
Yes.
a good point because I would probably then stop wearing the bag as soon as I saw that the
Hmm.
chain paint was wearing on it. That would
Yeah.
be a big no-no to me.
Hmm.
Yeah, good to know. I appreciate that. Because
Because
I've always debated because they look like they're such fun bags, and
yes.
he has some really plushy leather bags, but he also has tweed ones that are really fun. They look like a Chanel bag,
Hmm.
that they're still a couple $100.
Yeah.
I don't want them falling apart.
No, not at all. Because I thought, if anything fell apart, it would be I guess that's an eagle head on it, which is very unique
Yeah.
to put that on a bag. And I like some of their current bags, the totes, where they have Kurt at the bottom of the bag. Like, oh wow, that is unique. You just put the hose turning their bag upside down so you can see the word Kurt on it. Put my name on it instead. But hey.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, do you have any questions for me?
Um, how many bags, like, do you think you have? That's always something that I'm interested in.
I had this conversation with my niece and my mother, and as I was going through my bags and some of the stuff I did forget that I had, I don't know. We'll say I have 10. I have 10
Yeah,
bags,
I'm
y'all.
always interested in knowing, like how many do you have? It's okay. Like if you have a couple hundred, hey, that's awesome.
I would have, if I just stuck to handbags, I know it's over 100. I definitely know that much. The the Navy Greta probably is almost 50 bags by itself. Almost, maybe not, maybe 40. So yeah, I know I definitely have over 100, but I do believe I have under 300.
Okay.
I do believe that. I feel that in my heart.
Yeah.
I'm not going to count to prove it either, but
Yeah. It would take all day, right? It would be
yes,
fun. I would love I want to see more videos where people do like take the time and show their whole bag rooms. I love seeing bag rooms.
yes, yes.
I
I
love those videos.
I won't be showing anything in the next couple of years. If God blesses me to acquire what I really want, then yes. But right now, y'all need to see that. We'll just take it one by one.
Right, exactly.
What is the highest amount you will pay for a bag? What's the highest amount?
Um, I like to keep my bags under like 2 grand.
Okay, okay.
And it depends on what it is, like
Yeah,
what brand it is, but
yeah.
under 2K is, you know, that's the farthest I would go. I can't justify a 5 grand bag, a 10 grand bag. I mean, yeah, that's up there, and that's not for me because I already have an issue with a bag that's a couple hundred. Like I would be so afraid to take that bag out.
Yeah, and you all know I'm a social worker. I'm currently a student, PhD student. So my bag limit is based on that. I can't. I have never. Well, I can't say I never because of course I talked about the Louis Vuitton bag, and that I think that was priced about 4,000. I just don't see it for myself. Now I think the highest that I have spent was a little bit over. It was a little bit over 5 because it was on QVC. And if you will know anything about QVC and Dooney and Bourke partnership, their bags are rarely going to be really cheap like we see on the sites. And I really wanted that bag. That was my large Russell tote. I feel like it was worth, it is worth every penny that I paid for. Um, so I'm good with that. But I don't want to do that on a frequent basis. Treat myself, reward myself, love on myself. I do feel like I could definitely go up there. But I think my limit probably will be between 1,000 and 1,500. But if I got everything else taken care of in my life, then I feel like I can splurge. I'm not there yet, y'all. I know some of you all are. Kudos to you, more power to you, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there
Yeah.
yet. Um, if my bags did not meet brick walls, it probably would be a different story. If I sold all of my bags right now just to get that one bag, then that'd be crazy. I think I could possibly buy a Birkin at that point. But no, and then when you talk about those high price points, and where I am in my life right now, I like to spend a collective of 1,000 and maybe get 5 to 10 pieces, different pieces, whether that includes the bag and the accessories.
Yeah,
I like
it's a
to
really
get more
tough
for my
choice.
dollar.
Yeah.
Yes.
And whether you get multiple bags or just that one bag that you've really wanted. Very tough choice. I struggle with that a lot.
Now, if I had a sugar daddy, that's a different story. I'm playing y'all.
Right? Exactly.
All right. Let's see. Someone said, Ola May said, never count them. Don't count them. Don't count your bags. You have enough bags to enjoy. I bet you do. I truly bet you do. All right. Hey, Phoebe. I love those videos too. And let's see. My limit is usually 200, but I'll try to stay close to 100, catching the bag on this really low sale. I mean, because when you think about it, there are a lot of sales happening at Dooney and Bourke. It seems to be like at the beginning of the year and definitely at the end of the year. And it all depends in the middle part of the year. But I jumped and paid $250 for the Dooney Alto Estelle, regularly priced at $754. I regret not buying the Alto wallet that was in a glitch sale for $50 during COVID. And then you also have to think about that. I like to pinpoint the fact that when these bags are on sale, I'm being intentional now by looking at what's the original price. Because I need to really know and feel that this is a good sale. So, and that's to each his own on that. There may be some bags regularly priced at 550 or whatever the case is. You tell me, oh, it's on sale for 400. That's not enough for me. That's not enough. We gonna
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
wait.
I gotta catch those Doonies on the sales,
Yes. How low can
Uh,
we go?
yeah, I like when they have that like up to 70% off. And
Yes.
then you know, it justifies me buying that
Yes.
at
And in
that
all
point.
convenience. And see, that's tricky wording as well. Great marketing up to. It's
Up
not that you're
to,
actually going to get the 70. Now, some of those
right.
bags are 70% off, but it may not be what I want, or I may already have
Yeah.
it.
It's different colors.
Yes,
There might be just the one that's up to 70, but
exactly.
the other ones might be 40% or
Uh-huh.
30%. You have to be very careful.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with that marketing.
Yes, it's a science to it. It definitely is a science to all of that. But I think the majority of us, we try to wait. I wait for a sale and get my accessories in bulk. And I don't know. It just happened. I agree with you on that, Phoebe. I tend to do that. One, because of your free shipping options, and if there's a good sale like Wallet Wednesday, you usually have some really good SLGs that come about on Dooney and Bourke. I don't know for anybody else. And then with like the Mother's Day sale that's getting ready to drop, or some of these other sales, you may have a focus on the wallets, whatever the case is. I like to go ahead and get them in bulk, especially when you're talking about Florentine. I think you all went crazy for the zip around card case, the small one. Everybody has it on their YouTube channel. Everybody caught that sale. That was a wonderful sale. I believe even the one that you have, that was on sale. A lot of people went ahead and grabbed it because, especially with it being Florentine, you really have to be ready to get those bags when you do, or those accessories when they
Yep.
mark them down. You
Yeah.
really have to be.
Florentine is just the best. Like if you get one of those on the sale, that's just the best leather ever.
Mm-hmm. ILD changes the sale codes, but the prices for the most part they the same. They are. I've noticed it may be an increase of $20 or a decrease of $20 between the sale. What I don't do is I don't notate this. My memory is bad anyway, so I don't notate it. So my crazy self might say, "Oh yeah, that was on sale the last time. It's still on sale now. I think it might be a little bit lower. Let me go ahead and get it because obviously it's still on sale. The next sale might come around and it's not. So it's a gamble. It's a gamble,
Yeah.
but I think you have to be really strategic when you're trying to acquire a specific item that
Hmm.
maybe that's on your wish list or what have you. Yeah, shipping is definitely key. Shipping is
I
definitely
like
key.
free shipping for sure. I go for those
Yeah,
deals. I've got to get that free shipping. I don't like to pay for shipping. It has to be really, really something if I'm going to pay some shipping, you
yeah,
know.
definitely, definitely.
Otherwise, I don't want to pay for it.
Not at all. What brand would you not purchase? Hmm.
That's a really good one. Um, I'm not really into like the Portland leather goods. Uh, I haven't experienced one, so maybe there's something that I'm missing about them.
Hmm.
I like to watch other people unbox them on their channels, but otherwise, I don't see a need for that brand in my collection. I don't know. I like to have bags that have color, that have some character to them. I also, I look for like hardware on bags too. I like, when some bags have a unique hardware to them, and I don't see that in the Portland leather goods. At least I haven't seen anything like that on their site when I've browsed. So that
Hmm.
is one brand I don't see myself because I think they're a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
Through some
yeah.
YouTube, some people have gotten a lot of views on those Portland leather goods
Hmm.
unboxings. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just me maybe. I'm like, I don't see what the big to do is on Portland leather goods. Sorry. I don't want to offend anybody on that, but
I don't think I need to answer that question
yeah.
because you might get mad at me for this one. I don't see the fascination with Longchamp.
Okay.
I don't. I don't see it. And it may be because of the season that I am and with the carry. I just like leather. I do have not, and I don't even know what it is. I do have nylon and the Wayfarer type bags in my collection. I don't know. Maybe I just limit myself so much that I just cut it off. I don't want to see it from anybody else. I'm good with what I have. Now, when you debuted that one in that color, I was just like, okay, maybe I might change my mind.
I
And
think
the
people
store,
don't realize is if you can get it in like a really cool color or a print, is that really can be something. Because
that could be a game
I
changer.
thought I was gonna get one in like a black or a tan, but then I saw that green and I'm like, let's get it in a pop of color, you know?
I see that you can store it. I mean, it comes folded up.
Yep,
I
yep.
was like, what kind of bag do I want folded up? That's like a raincoat. Do I only carry it when it's rainy? Obviously, for you with the weather and everything that's happening, yeah, that's a perfect bag for that. But then I get to thinking, well, maybe I want a raincoat. Do they sell raincoats? Maybe I would carry it if they have all this raincoat, the umbrella, and the bag. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I can't wrap my mind into purchasing that particular brand. I don't think for me that it would definitely work well for meeting walls. Wouldn't have a problem with it. Probably be like, let's do more of that. But I
Right.
don't know. I just have not, I don't really see the fascination for me. But I think it is because of where I'm located, how the weather is, and just what I am doing. I want it to be a bit more fashionable and more colorful and bright and has everything. And I hadn't looked at all that they carry within that particular brand. I don't know. And it may have been the word initially, Longchamp. I thought that was Longchamp. Y'all laugh about that. I'm like, what is this word?
I struggle with pronouncing Les Pliage, like uh, yeah, the names of the bags aren't, yeah, they're not the greatest. No. But I sort of felt the same way too about the Longchamp bags. But then the more I thought about it, I like the idea that it's like almost like a luxury brand for cheaper, and then I could use it in any type of weather. So
Mhm.
that was the selling point for me.
Okay. Okay.
And it's a great work bag for me. I take that to work a lot. I
Okay.
love it.
And I think that if I was still in the sector of work that I started out in, that probably would have been the bag that I would carry. I recall carrying a more canvas type of bag that was by Nike. Love that bag. I hope to pull it out if I still have it. It was orange. It was the best work bag. Then I transitioned to having a backpack, a Nike backpack that I carried. A mesh, purple, lavender. Still have it. Um, I opted for that. So then I gravitated more towards the brands, the not the luxury, but Dooney and Bourke is luxury to me. So going into that and seeing what they had as far as the different totes and so forth. So who knows? I may go back and look. I might trick myself to looking in on the website and seeing what's
Yeah,
there.
never say never.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
You just
learning in
don't
life.
know.
Everything I said I wouldn't do, I'm doing it. So, all right. Let's go back through this chat. That $69 Florentine wallet sale was crazy. I got Florentine drunk. Then I got purse drunk and, and bought a Kingston Florentine hobo was on the way. All right, Phoebe. Yeah, Phoebe has a very great collection. Her collection of especially her hobo bags that she has, her side pocket hobos. I'm trying to because I can visualize your wall. I just love the fact that she purchase if she has a particular silhouette that she likes, she gets multiples of that. And I'm like, oh wow. Everything I thought was crazy to do some years ago, I like the fact that she has done that in her collection. So that's pretty cool to be seeing. All right. Coach ships everything for free if you're a Coach Insider member. Prior to COVID, ILD used to ship anything for free. Yep, they sure did. I missed that. I'll miss out on purchasing on an item because I don't want to pay $20 in shipping or get extra items to get up to the 119 free shipping. And that's what I was going to say, because I may have had an item in my cart, been looking at it, it's at the right price point, and it's still under a 119. So I'm like, do I not go ahead and get it? But it's at the right price. So if I go ahead and get that, what I thought I was saving, I'm basically putting that back in the shipping. So instead,
Yeah,
go and
yeah.
buy some SLG or maybe another bag, a crossbody, and that's probably how I ended up getting a lot of the crossbodies I have, because they were on sale at a really good low price. And so in order for me to get the free shipping, I just opted to get a crossbody. Boom, I'm at $125. I wasn't trying to go over 119, but yeah.
That's how they get you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they get you. It's so funny. I'm happy that I'm not alone with it.
No.
All right. PLG is a good product. We got some people that support the Portland leather goods.
I
Um,
figured they would. I know a lot of people that love their Portland leather goods, but I it's not calling to me.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
yet anyways.
Oh, Ivana, you haven't figured out how to navigate around that flap yet. Well, hopefully I can help you on that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a little bit strange. Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Okay. Well, do you have any more questions? Does anybody have? Y'all have definitely asked some really good,
They
thought-provoking,
have. Yeah, these are
really,
great
really good.
questions. Yeah,
Any
it's
other
stuff I didn't
questions?
think of.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Any other questions from you, Rael, for me? Because everybody tells me, well, I watch the lives, and so I've learned so much, but there's always something.
Oh, well, let's go with what was your first Dooney?
All right. Ooh, do I have it out here today? It's
You still
supposed to.
have it?
Oh yes, I'll
Okay.
never get rid of that. That is let me see if I still have it first. This bag, and I'm looking. I have a video, and hold on, I'm gonna share about that in a little bit later. Let's see. Before I get to talking about it, I want to make sure I have it out here, and I do. This is one that I have to put this. What is it? The Big Four leather conditioner on. This is my Sweet 16 bag, which happens to be the all-weather leather Kelty crossbody. I put the strap inside
That
with the
looks in great
all-weather.
condition. That looks
It is,
fabulous.
and I'm excited to go ahead and clean it up. This bag, I'm not telling y'all my age, but this was back in 94, I think 94, 95-ish, that I got this for my Sweet 16. My mom, she had a friend that worked at the local department store, had helped her to Dooney and Bourke because she had already purchased her items. She had plenty of little items of Dooney and Bourke, and so she thought about me and got me this bag. And so with this crossbody, it comes with this nice strap. At the time, they did not have the middle strap. And for the longest, and this is why I need to clean this, and I got some hair caught up in here. This is how the strap looked. You can see this hardware on here, this brass, all throughout this bag. So the strap definitely patinaed over time. It had this nice little shoulder. Whatchamacallit, I don't know what this was, because of course I was 16, so I did not know. But I do make sure that I put it wherever my shoulder
That's
may
such
be.
a cool detail. Maybe they should go back to doing that for their shoulder straps.
They really should, and it really helped, because if I wear it as a shoulder bag,
Yeah.
I just
Well,
put
if
it
it gets
there,
too heavy, then it's not digging into your shoulder.
not at all. And so when I put it on crossbody, I try to make sure that that is sitting somewhere on my shoulder when I'm carrying it. The other lovely part that I loved about this bag, and the more I look at it, because I know now more about Dooney and Bourke makeup from back at that time, is the tassels. Now we're really fixated with tassels. They started out with tassels. They were really, really small and tiny.
Yeah. So
Side of the
cute.
bag. And then you have like this makeup of how this part, I forgot what you call this, but this part of the bag is as well. I had some I don't know if y'all remember Eastland shoes. I had, and I still have those shoes. And I don't know how old I am right now, but I had some shoes to match this. It wasn't navy, it was a tan color. I'm gonna pull those out one day. But I love that detail. Of course, the beautiful duck is on the back. This part was really grown upish to me because here in this particular compartment, and this hardware is hard, very hard. It's not flimsy at all. And I think you would call this now maybe like the logo lock, or maybe it's not the turn lock, but like a logo lock type of deal. It comes with checkbook. So I
Oh,
have this
wow.
checkbook that I
Love
use,
that.
and it's removable. And you still have all these compartments here at the bottom to put whatever in. Also, with this one, as you can see, it has two slots here, like we look at our bags now, but their slots were just really, it was flat. It wasn't bulging out any, but you could put whatever cards. I don't even think I've ever used this space. So the leather inside of here, you can't see it on camera, but it looks brand new. And then you had this slot compartment, which had the suede at the top, and of course it was suede on the back, and then it's the all with the leather on the inside. Love the bag. Love the bag. The back
That's a
wall.
great condition bag. Wow.
Yes.
I
I
love it.
I got a story for that as well. And then of course the inside did not have pockets. The zipper is made differently, of course, for the all-weather leather. I love the fact that back in the day with theirs, and look at the little tassel, the zipper pull. We still
Oh,
got zipper pull.
yeah. They need to go back to these little details.
Yes. Still need to clean it up because it definitely patinaed. And hopefully I can capture this on the camera. Trying to get it as closely as possible. It's probably not going to focus. But on the zipper it says Dooney and Bourke. I was like, that is so neat. It has Dooney and Bourke with the reserve part. Or is it reserve? Nope, just the and. Dooney and Bourke on the zipper. Um, and it's just wonderful. So I'm going to clean this one up. I carried this all the way up until probably the year of 2003 when I moved from home. And I did not take this bag with me. I had my little Coach bag. So I put this in the closet. The closet was dark. It was on a hook. That's why this bag is still in good condition. It wasn't
Okay.
covered. It was just in that cool closet, dark closet. And I'm sorry, bag. It was all by itself.
Oh. But that's
But
what
one
kept it in
day,
great condition.
yes, two things are missing from this particular bag, though. Probably about 12 years ago, when I moved back home, I got my bag. I was like, well, I'm carrying my bag. I still had my Dooney duck on the side, but and I think this was another reason why I stopped carrying it because it kept slipping off and falling off. I went to the local Kroger store, had the bag, had the duck. When I got home, the duck was gone. I went back to the grocery store and to look all over the floor to see if I could find it, retrace my steps. Never found it. So that's one of those things I'm gonna have to go back and find because I want my little duck. And it was a hard duck. You can knock somebody's eye out.
Oh, wow. I
That
love that.
this particular silhouette, and this may have been maybe the first time, maybe the second time. I don't know the history of that part, but it came with a little coin purse. When I was irresponsible as a teenager, trusting people too much, trusting my teacher. We had lunch. I left my bag in the classroom because she said, I'm leaving my purse in here too. We're going to lock up the class. Came back, my stuff was out, my little pouch was gone. So I haven't seen it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that was one of those things that I would like to get replacements for. Um, but yeah, other than that, I love this bag. I love it, love it, love it. All weather leather, my first all weather leather, and it was the only one for the longest. So I love
Wow. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that.
it.
That's
Yes,
amazing.
yes. I don't think I've ever gone into that much detail, but it's just great memory of when you have your bag, especially when you're connected or because I always ask the question, when was your first purchase? But as you eloquently put, you were gifted the bag. I was
Mhm.
gifted my first Dooney as well. And so the sentimental value that it holds for me is still here. And I'm always appreciative of my mom setting the tone for me, not knowing probably, but she definitely set the tone for my love of Dooney. So when she tells me I have too many, I say, well, you're the blame for that because you got my first one.
Yeah, the enabler, right?
Yeah, but I love her to death. One thing
Aw.
I did, and we're going to wrap up soon, but I did a video because I cleaned it. I shared with you all, I think the last live that I did, that I did not have a bag in chestnut. I lied. I so lied. I have a bag in chestnut because that's not a color that I really gravitate towards. And I have a video, I will be posting it, but I have this bag to match this wallet. I love this particular medium, I think it's the medium wristlet in the Florentine chestnut. And I knew I had to have purchased this for a reason of having it to match something else. Then I realized, duh, you did have, this is the only chestnut color bag I do have. So yeah, I'm going to do a video release of that hopefully this week. I actually cleaned her up. She looks a whole lot better than she had been looking. The big four really does work. I don't know if I'll go to using the Apple Guard, but that big does work. It definitely
Yeah.
conditioned that bag to the point. I love the silhouette, but I might carry it a little bit more often.
It has nice hardware on the side. I caught that. I
Yes,
really see. I love hardware on a bag.
yes, definitely. And
Look,
then
that's beautiful.
yes, and then to compare, say for instance, even with the strap, the brass piece of this compared to this, even though it's smaller or this one is bigger, you could tell the difference between, because this one, even though it doesn't, it isn't, it won't do it. It almost seemed like it would bend. This one, that's not going anywhere. It's really, really hard. Let me do a test. You can hear how
Yeah.
that one sounds versus the other.
Ah,
Different
that's
sound.
very interesting. Yeah, you could definitely tell a difference.
Yes. So that's my love for Dooney, and it did start young in life. And
Yeah,
even,
we have that in common.
yeah, definitely. I keep looking at this and just seeing how the patina is even of the trim. Here is really, really dark. And then down here in this area, that's where it originally looked. So you can
Okay.
see just how much I carried that bag. But I'm going to clean her up and we'll see what she looks like after I do that. I'm going to have to stuff her and all that good stuff. But let's see, anything else in the chat from you all? Let's see. Thank you. Thank you. I am so happy that Rael came on in.
Aw.
Got her situated. Just got my first Dooney, and I'm not. Yes, Dory. If you all have
Oh,
not
congrats.
checked her channel, check her out. She recently acquired as well. There's two Florentine bags, but one in particular, she does have that Florentine messenger bag, and I think she probably just purchased not only the one in natural, but the black. I told her to
Oh,
go ahead and do that.
speaking of that, I do have, just in case, because I got a lot of, comments on that one video when
Yes.
I unboxed it's the black pebble grain satchel.
It's
A
nice.
lot of people ask me about this one.
hmm
So this is also one of my favorites.
Yes, I love
Yep.
that. That black on that
Yep.
is breathtaking. And I don't really say that much about black like that. Black, yes. Maybe not just black, but black, it just does something to me. It really
It,
does.
it really does. Yeah, I get asked about this one a lot because people really love that.
Mm-hmm. Really
Yep.
nice. Are
And I
you
love the hardware on this. That's what got me is like this was on was it the 12 days of Dune? No, it was I think on a Black Friday
okay?
is
Okay.
when I acquired this one because
Okay.
or you know what? No, I got this through I Love Dooney. And so it was like half off from like 400 to like two. I want to say I paid like 279. I was like, that's sold. That's an awesome price.
Is that the large? I can't remember.
I think this is. I'm not too good with they always change their sizes too when I
Yeah.
think I know what size it is. And I don't want to tell people the wrong thing, but I think this is the large.
Because the way you're holding it and how it kind of flaps, I think it is the large.
Yep. I think it is too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a real nice bag. I love that as well.
It is beautiful, and I love the smell, and it's so squishy.
Yes, it is. It is
Yeah.
really nice, soft, supple pebble
Yep.
grain.
Love it.
All right. Yes, tassels for when. Are you keeping your tassels on your bag? Are you protecting them?
So, I was thinking about, doing the makeup brush protectors on
Uh-huh.
them,
Uh-huh.
but a little cheaper hack for me was just to take, like, little like, the hair tie rubber bands, and I
Yes.
put them on the tassels,
Okay.
and it
Okay.
works just as fine to
Yeah,
protect
because
them.
it's just all about keep. And you know what?
Yeah.
Once I clean this up and work on these little tassels, I probably need to do that because they're just all smushed looking. They're just really, really cute and small.
Yeah,
But
just
I
a
may
hair
do
tie
it.
works too, in case you don't have the makeup brush protectors.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I know I use the makeup brush protector or holder, yeah, protector on my bigger bags, of course. But I'm gonna look into that using the rubber band. But we'll see how well I get this clean and shake that on up again. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to play catch up with you all in the chat. The black sold out before I could. Oh no!
Oh
But
no.
it'll be back. Believe me, the natural sold out and it came back as well. Hopefully they'll still release some more of the other colors too. All right, we got another question. What bag do you regret selling or not purchasing? I think you talked about that earlier with your first bag.
Yeah, I totally regret it. I miss
Yeah.
that bag so much now to show that. And see, back when I was younger and I got rid of that bag, I didn't think, anybody would really want that bag. And now people want those bags.
Mm-hmm. They
So
sure do.
yeah, not only because of sentimental purposes, it was my first Dooney, and I wish I knew how to clean it up to make it more presentable to use it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm now that I'm older, I'm thinking more ahead,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
hold on to certain things and
yeah,
not just give them away for a couple dollars.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
understand that. I think the ones that I have regretted purchasing, I just went ahead and gave them. So I don't even keep that same energy anymore about regretting because I gave them. I feel like they came into my life to give to someone else.
Hmm.
So I'm good with that. I don't really call it as a regret. Um, and I just learned to be more informed about what I am purchasing instead of being impulsive because I think one of those bags was impulsive. It was on sale. It looked like I could really utilize it. And then when I got it in my hand, I was like, no, this is not going to work.
Yep.
So, really calming myself down and just window shopping and screenshotting and just letting it sit over there and then forgetting about it. I start to kind of do that a little bit more. So I won't have to be in regret mode. I probably will be more in regret mode if I don't purchase something that I've been looking at for about a year. It's like when you gonna make up your mind. A lot of people say that you start dating and you want to marry someone. It shouldn't take you longer than a year to know that. So it shouldn't take me longer than a year to know that I'm going to purchase a bag or not.
Right.
All right. I was impulsive during all of those COVID glitch sales. It was a glitch sale, okay? You were supposed to get it. But I understand. I understand. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up our time today. Rael, I am so appreciative of you
Oh,
stopping on by and sharing your love for doing it as well as other brands and things. And
yep.
you
Thank
have
you
a
for
final
having me. I
word?
appreciate it so much. This is
Yes.
exciting. Yep. It's my first live.
All right. You did a great job. I thought you was a pro at
Oh,
this.
thank you. Thank you.
Well, don't log off when we're done. But I want to say goodbye to everyone. Stay tuned for next Sunday. Another special guest will be up. You don't want to miss it. I'm not going to tell you just yet. But stay tuned. We appreciate you all for stopping by on your wonderful Sunday evening or afternoon. And we will see you next Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye,
Bye,
y'all.
guys. Bye.
I can't even end the show. Bye, y'all.